We're here at Lansdowne Station today. I'm super hyped to get into this one. This is one of the most iconic indoor spots, and it just so happens to be right at Lansdowne Station, which is on line 2 of the TTC here. And we're on the eastbound platform right now. Gonna take us right up to the 8 stair and the 8 stair handrail. This video is gonna be so sick. It's jam-packed with tons of tricks. Can't wait to get into it. Let's go.
Lansdowne Station.
One thing that I noticed right at the gates is the new blind bumps that they just put in front of the stairs. Everyone always favored this side of it. I never really understood why. They're both the exact same in my opinion, but I've never actually skated this myself. It's a perfect 8 stair with a perfect handrail and also a perfect wall rail as well that only a couple of people have actually skated. I mean, I never really took it in because I don't skate rails myself, but now just looking at it, just the landing of the drop off, it seems like a pretty low rail in my opinion. For me, I never liked skating this because it didn't have a lot of run up. It's definitely a drop and pop. The first tricks that I can think of, on the stairs at least, that comes to my mind would be Mitch Donovan. He did fakie flip on it, and he also fakie frontside flipped on it. But going back to that fakie flip, I remember it being so popped and caught perfectly, and he just stomps it and rides away perfect. Alex Neary, he also did fakie frontside flip on it too, but he also did like a ton of other tricks, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them were actually all in one session. I know he started off with a fakie heel flip down it, he nollie flipped it, he did nollie vario flip down it, he also nollie tray flipped this thing, he's nollie front heeled it, switch backside flipped it as well.
All for random liquid drops kept in curious files the way my tray pops.
Taking it back though, this spot has definitely been skated since like the Urie, and even actually prior to that in the environment days as well, and a little bit in the Switch Volume 1 as well, which would have been around 2004, 2005. I can think back to Cody Brown. He did a hard flip on this way back in the day. I know he's also done a nollie frontside 360, nollie cab, whatever you want to call it.
This was one of my favorite spots growing up, just watching it. I never skated it because I can't skate stairs or handrails. It's dirty, it's gross, it's grimy, and it looks really sick on film. You know, the bust factor, like you're inside of an establishment. And then, of course, you gotta watch out for rush hour because of the trains. There's a lot of people. Because of a lot of people, there's a lot of foot traffic. And then, of course, up those stairs over there, there's actually a collector's booth. So it's not hard to hear a skateboard in here, especially when you're slamming, hoisting yourself down a set of stairs. Davey Hughes, another Durham local, he did kickflip down this. Zach Bird, he did front shove and tray flip on this. Jordan Smith, AKA Jiggy, he tray flipped this. He also did back heel on this.
GFab 2, Noah Tynes, he switch heeled this thing. Noah T pop, you already know. You know, good old fashioned steez, Noah T. Lee Anku, it's a video on YouTube. There's Lee's TTC Friday Fun. He does some tricks on the rail, but he does a tray flip on the stairs as well. And what you're gonna notice in this video is there's gonna be a lot of ABDs that have gone down. When we're talking about some of these ABDs, like talking about like a frontside 50-50, back 50, crook, Smith, lip slides, all those kinds of tricks. There's so many people who have done that for warm-ups and maybe just some of like the earlier days when those were like the first tricks kind of getting started on here. Talking about those, I want to just talk about Nathan Olikin really quick. In the path montage number 2 by Bass Motion, he did frontside 50-50, backside 50-50, front 5-0, back 5-0, and he also frontside nose grinded it as well.
Shout out Adrian Ramos. He did backside big spin on this in Chris McMaster's video, ADP. He also skated the handrail and he did frontside 5-0. Sam Mulholland did switch backside board slide. He did switch frontside flip down this. Mike Maines, he skated the handrail. He did front Smith, front board to fakie, and he also switch flipped the stairs. Andrew Wengstern, he did back Smith on the rail, as well as back lip. Fabian Paisley, he did backside lip slide, and he also back Smithed it. In ADP, Austin Marchon, shout out Austin, he did front lip and front board to fakie. Wojtek Zawada did willy grind on that, that's pretty nuts. Antoine Aslin, he did 5-0 180. In a Bass Motion 2 edit, it was either Thomas Morrison or Blinger, we can't tell because quality from those days just wasn't the best. They did crook. And also, speaking of crook, I filmed Terrence Fonte Coleman do crook on this as well. This just in, breaking news. So we got some news. We got some breaking news. Will Behan just sent us a zip file on WeTransfer. Just a whole bunch of clips. So unfortunately, we don't have time to watch them right now. It's like 1 in the morning. We're filming this. In the edit, we're gonna add all those clips. Shout out Gothica, sex tape, Will Behan.
Kelly Heiss, he nollie hard flipped it on this side. Scott Power, he did nollie backside big spin on it, as well as switch heel. And Wade Power, he heel flipped it. Jordache Bouchard, he front shoved it and frontside big spinned it as well. And Jordache also did frontside Smith grind on this rail as well. Cole Hacker, he skated this spot a bunch too. Going back to like some of those more warm-up tricks, he did feeble on it. He's done frontside lip slide on it as well. I'm pretty sure feeble was his ender in finesse, which is actually no longer online, but we have another video of him feebling it when he's a little bit older.
John did nollie heel flip on this. I was on Pizza Coma's Instagram and I saw right there where that advertisement is, there was like a Wu-Tang advertisement. I thought that was sick. Big Wu-Tang fan myself. I think it was for like a Christmas thing too. I don't know. There was someone that did a varial flip and then there was a frontside flip as well. And those were super sick. Matt Sullivan, AKA Blinger, he actually switch V-heeled this. Shout out Andrew Gordon, super OG Toronto skater. He did switch front heel down this. Wojtek Zawada, he did nollie pop shove down this. And he also did inward heel on this, another super sick trick. And then he also did a laser flip on this as well, but we may not have that clip, so sorry. Adrift stick up kids. Someone in the friends section does an airwalk finger flip. Rob Carley, he runs up the stairs on that side and then does a backside flip down these stairs. Joey Boyce, he did fakie front shove on this. Sando and Gotti, he did frontside big spin on this. And then Sam Flute, he does boneless big spin down this. And he's a big boneless guy, so shout out Sam. Ty Armstrong, he did fakie big spin on the set. JFab, he did double flip on this, 2009. And then Marcus Colhoun, he did double flip down this. Cody Beaudry, he did back blunt to fakie on this. That's a pretty gnarly trick. He did backside tail slide on it. Yeah, that's probably crazier.
Jacob Arvald, he did front salad. Max Fairley backside flipped it. Matthew Thiebaud, he did 3-shove. Joey LaRock, nollie backside flipped it. Chad Wilson, he did big spin heel. And Mark Harrison, he did nollie front 50-50 and nollie front board as well. In Eric Valentik's feature montage, the winter one, JS Lapierre, he does nollie frontside board slide on it. Shout out to Jeff Adams, he also nollie front boarded this as well. Bobby DeKaiser, he's done a decent little handful of tricks on this thing when he was actually a really young kid. He's backside flipped it, 3-shoved it, and he also did back 360 in the Element Underground video as well. Mike Tatarski, his ender in finesse, he did nollie frontside big spin down this thing as well.
Blinger, he did nollie back lip on this. And then Mitch Prima also did nollie back lip on this as well. And switch back 50-50, that's fucked. What the hell, bro? That's nuts, how do you do that? Paul Trepp, he did big spin front board on this, and that was in an RDS video. And then we got Cody Brown, big spin backboard on this, and that was his ender in Oriette. I always loved that clip. Matt Bajkar with a very unique trick, pre-grab backside board slide.
Tyler O'Grady kickflip crooked this rail almost 20 years ago. It's in a part that's no longer online, but around that time was like when people were just starting to flip in. If we're going back to the first person who ever did flip into this rail, I'm pretty sure it was Willie Levine with kick front board. Then later on, he actually came back and did kickflip backside lip slide on it as well. And then speaking of kick front boards, this one I was actually there for. Kevin Teo, he did kick front board on this rail as well. Kevin Teo, he did backside big spin on it as well. Lee Yanku did like the most fucked up trick, and he actually did it for fun. I'm pretty sure Chad Wilson might have filmed it for Instagram. He did frontside wall ride, like grab out over the rail here. And like I said, there's not a lot of run up, so he just fucking charged at this thing and then did it for fun one day. No actual filmer, just for Instagram. Lee Yanku, he also, this one's wild because I don't know how you can get the run up to really do a real trick over the rail, but Lee Yanku frontside flipped over this thing going like Mach 12. And he also kickback boarded it as well. There was one night where Kyle Perry tried to do it backside, no grab out. Unfortunately, he never got it, but that was always wild to see in person, seeing Kyle Perry try to backside wall ride this thing. But speaking of Kyle Perry, he also did backside no slide on the wall rail here, which is pretty sick. You can see like all the little dents in the rail from people who have skated over the years. TJ Rogers, he did half cab heel on this.
Let me hit that, got a whole guap attention.
He also did fakie big spin on it. I think the fakie big spin was in a Blind Sunday Fun Day, the one where he rolls his ankle at Scotia 9. If you haven't watched a Scotia video, hit it up right here. Check that out after this one's done. TJ, he also did frontside heel flip on it, and then he switch big heeled it too. I think he put his hands down a little bit on the switch big heel, but that one was sick. In the front section of switching it up, backside feebled this rail. He's also done frontside lip slide to fakie. He actually did a bunch of different warm-up tricks in the Blind Sunday Fun Day that Wade Power made. He's nollie crooked it.
Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, I understand.
Going back actually to the wall rail, he did backside 50-50 on it. He actually did it twice. And then he nollie nose slid it as well, which is probably the most fucked trick to go down on the wall rail at least. My favorite trick of his is the bro flip with Scott Power. Scott Power is standing up like right here, waiting for TJ to come through. And when TJ does an ollie, like he kicks his board and flips the heel flip for him, and he lands it. And it's like, why are you trying that? It's like such a good way to die, but he did it perf.
I'm about to act a fool.
Lansdowne itself was actually opened in 1966. These handrails and pretty much everything, like the interior, all the design and stuff, hasn't really changed. It's always kind of been the same. A lot of the subway stations on the Green Line specifically pretty much have the exact look to them. Bathroom tile walls. The floor, of course, is also pretty much identical from station to station. There's clips of people skating other subway stations as well, where one clip specifically that comes to mind is Justin Fabis. He does nollie backside board slide on the Shepherd Young handrail. And I was fooled. I thought it was Lansdowne. But you can actually tell that the rollaway is different. It's got like it's like a little skinnier. So it's just kind of cool that like the history of skateboarding is still within the walls of the TTC, and like your average person won't know that. Shout out to Carter Grandin because for whatever reason, he didn't film this, which is bonkers because it's such a crazy trick, but he came here with Mike Kazik. They shot a sequence of him doing a 3-shove lip on the handrail, which is nuts. And then we got another super, super talented skateboarder from Toronto, Jaden Bono. He did kickback board on this, and then these tricks may have been back-to-back. Jaden did 3-flip lip slide on that. Matty Tomiska, he did back feeble and back salad.
Matty Tomiska, he was also one of the very first people to flip into this rail. He did kickflip backside 50-50 on it, and he also kickback 5-0'd it as well. That one's actually insane. Definitely got to shout out Will Cristofaro as well for being another person who's flipped in this rail. He did heel flip backside board slide on it in the finesse front section, and he also big heel backboarded it in Mucho Mango. Kirk Harriott in his finesse part, he did half cab flip on this. He also switched frontside flip down it. Kirk Harriott also did switch front big spin and regular varial heel flip on this. Fast forward a little bit into his state your name part. He's also skated the rail too, nollie heel backside board slide on it, and switch 180 nose grind as well. In state your name as well, Ben Patterson does 180 switch crook, half cab out. That's a pretty wild one. And another crazy one that Ben's done was the bigger flip frontside board slide down it as well.
One clip and one trick that I always thought was super sick was Sierra Feller's. He did an ollie heel flip crook on this, and he's not from Toronto. And I remember when I was a kid, I must have been like 9 or something when I saw, I had it in a magazine that my mom got me.
Coming to the end of the video here, some of the last tricks that I could think of that are some of the best tricks where people are flipping in, I gotta give it to Brandon Del Bianco. Now we'll start off with some of his stair tricks. He's done nollie backside flip down it. He switch front 360'd it as well. And then he's done back 180 nose grind on the rail, and then nollie backside 50 on it. And some of the most fucked up tricks that have gone down on the spot. He did nollie flip crook on this. And then he's also done nollie pop shove crook on it as well. Not many people are nollie pop shoving into crooks on handrails, and he had that trick on lock, so yeah, shout out to him. I'm pretty sure that was in a mag minute. And then I gotta give the ender to Morgan Smith. The clip was always kind of glitched. I don't know if that had anything to do with the sequence that they were shooting or like the photo they were shooting for the flashes that were going off. But Morgan Smith did nollie heel flip backside lip on it to fakie.
And I hope can't make me or break me, but she can take me.
Yeah, that's his ender in the prodrome. And that's also gonna be the ender for this video too.
Sorry guys, that's fucking sketchy.
Okay, so that's it for Lansdowne Station. We're not just gonna be talking about handrails and sets of stairs. There is other spots to be skated and to be talked about. There's benches, there's mani pads. There is other stairs too, and there's smaller sets of stairs, things like of that nature. When we're starting off in the subway series, our path series, our indoor series for Toronto, we gotta start strong. That's why we started with the Scotia video. Check it out above me if you haven't watched that one yet. And that's why we started our first subway video at Lansdowne Station. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. What spot do you want to see next? And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.